Have you ever heard of glottalising? Do you know what the glottal T is? Do you know if and when you should use it in English? Well, in this video, these are exactly the things I'm going to help you with. I'm making this video for a subscriber, so it's worth scrolling down and leaving a comment, as I could be making a video just for you. Now, glottalising is something that happens when the vocal folds come together completely, and then if it's followed by another syllable, they come apart and we get another sound. And it's very similar to coughing or to clearing your throat, except that it's a lot gentler. Now, many British English speakers use a glottal, and they tend to use it to replace a T sound. But they only tend to do that in one of two positions in a word. The first is when we get a T at the end of a word. So if we have a word like that, or hot, or not, then a glottal T version of that would be that, not, and hot. So my tongue doesn't come up to make the T, I don't say that, but instead my vocal folds come together in my throat, in my larynx, that, and it completely stops the sound. So that's the first position. The second position is as part of a weak syllable. Now, if you're unsure about what syllables are, I've made another video about this, so you can click on this link and it'll it'll take you to that video. But for instance, in a word like water, the T-E-R part of the word, so there's two syllables, war-ter, that syllable is the weak syllable. It's the unstressed syllable. We get war, that's stressed, ter is weak. And on that part of the word, which has a T as a part of it, then the T can be glottalised by and it is glottalised by some British English speakers. So that sounds more like war-a, war-a. Again, I don't bring my tongue up to make the T. I don't say water. I say war-a. The same would go for a word like better. So instead of better, better. And instead of fitter, fitter. Now, in terms of who it's used by, just before I talk about that, let me also mention that, for instance, in a word like potato, the T, the first T in the word, is part of the stressed syllable. So I say pate, pate. So I wouldn't glottalise that T. But the second T in the word, toe, potato, that part, that syllable, is the weak syllable in the word. So I could glottalise that T. I could say potato, potato. Now, it's neither correct nor incorrect to glottalise T's in English and in British English. The truth is that we have so many accents in England, and different accents use a glottal T to varying degrees. So it is quite hard to say, well, you know, London speakers, it is true that a lot of London speakers use the glottal T, but it's not exclusively used by London speakers. It's used by all sorts of accents up and down the UK and in the British Isles, and into Scotland and into Wales and into Ireland and Northern Ireland. But those that do use it tend to only use it in those two sorts of situations. What is true is that that it's often associated that not using the glottal T, so using a T sound, is often associated with RP speakers. And I'm very close to an RP speaker. I'm a standard Southern British English speaker. So quite a lot of the time I use T's, especially in the middles of words, and mostly at the ends of words. But even I glottalise, yeah? So in a more relaxed sort of setting, I might glottalise the T's at the ends of words. But my personal preference is to pronounce T's, because I think that it's clearer in terms of speech. And indeed, those speakers who tend to glottalise T's would probably not glottalise T's when they're in moments of passion, or moments where they need to be really clear, you know, in an argument, for instance. They would probably add the T's in order to be really super clear in conversation. So I can't tell you whether you should or shouldn't pronounce a T in English or in British English. It's true that many speakers do, and it's much more widespread these days, so even RP speakers do it, but they only tend to do it at the ends of words, not in the middles of words when it's on a weak syllable. But it's your choice. So look, if you found this video useful and you want to find it easily again, then click like, and why not share it with a friend, and why not subscribe to this channel, because I post weekly videos here every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. GMT local London time. So I hope to see you here next week.